Hey, it's Osman with House Einstein, and I'm outside of 1003 9th Street doing a client preview. And let's take a look. And before we go inside the house, one of the most obvious challenges is the traffic from 9th Street, which is more or less perpetual. All right, let's take a walk and head inside. Looks like a beautiful front porch with some signs of recent or potentially in need of some repair along the wall. You can see how the wall's got a slight bow to it. Let's go on inside. And here we go. Little sleigh bell door alarm. All right. We walk in to a classic entryway. Tall ceilings. Stairs to the upper level are off and to your left. House is vacant. Hardwood floors look like they're in relatively good shape. Historic windows. There are companies that restore these, and these may be approaching that point in time where that's necessary. Side exit, and that's to the west. Dining room. Again, tall ceilings. I am 6'2", and I can easily go to 8 feet with my reach, and there's still at least a foot or 2 feet between the top of my hand and the ceiling, so 9.5 or 10 foot ceilings in here. Nice built-ins. All right, into the kitchen, which is well lit for our showing. Stainless steel countertops, gourmet range. It's set up like a professional kitchen. This room could be set up as your eat-in kitchen area. I mean, it's quite large and could be used for a variety of things, but my guess is eat-in kitchen, depending on how the living room is set up. So the dining room would be formal dining. And there's a second set of stairs. We'll come down that after we go up the other way, and that's the stairs to the basement, which we'll check out last. There's the guest bath. Let's go back through. So this room would probably be set up like a parlor or a library or home office. Living room, dining room. One more time through to give you a sense of the layout. And into the kitchen. And beautiful built-ins. And then what could be an eat-in kitchen or family room. And now let's take the primary stairs up. See what we're looking at. Nice pocket doors. Okay. Heading on up to the mid-level landing, and this is the landing that leads to stairs to the kitchen, and then up to the second story. And here you're looking at closer to 8 foot ceilings. I'm not quite brushing the top of that ceiling, so maybe 8 feet, 2 or 3 inches. Bedroom number 1. Electrical that was retrofitted along the baseboard. One of the biggest challenges in historic houses are the closets. There often is not enough storage, and this has got a burnt out light bulb so we can't quite see it, but it's a relatively small closet. Nice built-ins. in the landing here at the top of the stairs. Into bedroom number 2. This closet has a window so we can see it a little better. Some signs of what are probably plaster repairs that are needed and settling, but again, that's something for your inspector. Nice tall baseboards with the retrofit electrical. And the windows of both of these bedrooms are facing to the north. Wait a minute, hold on. That's west, so that should be to the south, actually. Okay, and bedroom number 3. All of these bedrooms are generously sized. Would not be a problem to accommodate most families. I mean, this is larger than some houses in Boulder's master bedrooms. Yeah, some more signs of TLC. And into a smaller 4th bedroom with the largest of the closets. I would call this more likely the master closet. And into the master bedroom itself. So, master bedroom is the one with the views of the foothills, which you might get in the off season. It's also the furthest from busy 9th Street. You can see 9th Street down below on the corner there, past the stop sign. And into the master bath, you've got a clawfoot tub, built-ins, a generously sized shower, possibly a steam shower given the port there. And this is certainly the master closet and should be adequate for many buyers. The toilet room, or what they're calling the water closet these days. Finishes are basic tile, could be updated but are functional now. And then off of the master is a porch. And I'm gonna make sure I don't lock myself out. Okay, there we go. And this is actually quite a large porch, overlooking the street, overlooking the alley, and that's your neighbor down below. And their lot looks well tended. A toy helicopter, I think, is part of this property. And that's that giant 4-car garage, which we'll check out at the very end. Okay, back in. I'm going to lock this just in case. There we go. And now let's walk back out. So this could make a nice sitting area, library or office area for the owners in part of their master suite. And this is the bathroom that the other bedrooms share on this level. Another clawfoot tub with a retrofit shower around it. Small but functional. All right, let's head up one more level. Wide staircase. We're into the attic of the house, or what was the attic at one point. Ceilings here are just touching, so 8-foot ceilings on the top floor of the house, which is great. Decent size closets, but now you can see the pitch of the roof. Beautiful historic windows. Closets. And it's set up as a kitchenette. More storage. And skylight. Inspectors will tell you all skylights leak. It's just a matter of time. This one doesn't look like it's had a leak in some time. It looks pretty decent, but again, let your inspector opine. I'm sure he'll have some things to say about wiring and other minor issues. Speaking of which, knob and tube is very common in historic houses, some of which may or may not be a problem, and you always want to have the electrical system thoroughly inspected with a historic home. It looks like there's another patio up here, which is lovely, and again overlooks that garage in the backyard, and should have seasonal views of the foothills. But this space is excellent use. It's probably one of the nicest top floor or retrofitted attics I've seen in Boulder, especially in a historic house. And here's the bath for the top floor. Clearly the most dated of the bathrooms has a little bit of an elevated platform for the shower and the tub. Some tile surfaces look sort of like 80s level 1980s finishes, but could function well for a guest. And there is a newer electrical panel. And a furnace on the top level. It's probably not the only furnace. There's probably, ooh, Chrysler Corporation. Wow, I haven't seen one of those. So I think that tells you the era of that furnace. Let's head on down. This time we'll take the left turn and go check out the walk into the kitchen area, where the kids would come clamoring down those steps in the morning for breakfast. Prep areas, dishwasher, microwave, second dishwasher, large room for family dining or set up for some other family use. Make sure I have the keys. I do. Let's go check out that garage and the backyard. Doors open. So walks out into a double-sided staircase and the patio on top, providing some much needed shade on a hot day in Boulder. Backyard's in nice condition, tiny, which means not a lot to mow, but looks like some lighting tucked into the soffits. All right, now everyone's favorite part, or at least mine. Let's see how this garage looks. Okay, and we're entering into the supposed 4-car garage. And it's large enough to fit a van in. Full-size van. So it is a tandem 4-car garage. It's difficult to see in here because of the lighting. Maybe I could pop this door open. Let's see what we're looking at. Plenty of space. It is a double car garage door with a little space on either side, so I would say it is a 4-car garage but with tandem. And let's take a walk around the outside of it. Nice space for a workshop. Okay, we just walked out of the garage. Let's do a little walk around the outside as well as the outside of the house, and then we'll go back through and lock it up. So, garage has a concrete foundation and alleyway entrance for the placement of the bins. Large parking area. You're right there on the alleyway. And it looks like at least part of the house has a concrete foundation, but let's head into the basement and take a closer look. Okay, we're back in the house and we're headed to the basement. Now, basements in historic homes require, there's another entrance, a lot of attention during the inspection. Many of the homes that were built, the historic homes that were built in Boulder, were built on cobblestone foundations that over time need repair and maintenance, and some homeowners ultimately end up lifting the whole house up and repouring the foundation. It looks like this has got a brick foundation on the inside that's been troweled with a cement mixture, and And there's some brickwork on the inside as well. So an original brick foundation, not cobble, with at least one wall that's been troweled over. And it looks like the basement includes a wine cellar, which is lovely, and a much newer furnace than that one on the upper level, not manufactured by Chrysler. A standard, an American Standard furnace with a reputable company that installed it. That's excellent. You get a sense of what the foundation's like, if the video is not too dark. And these look like built-in closets. We'll leave that behind and check out the other side of the basement. This looks like an irrigation timer. And we're into the last room in the basement. On this side I see a mixture of brick sitting on top of a concrete wall. And here you can see this is what old knob and tube looks like. We don't know if this is actually live knob and tube. It most likely isn't, given the amount of work I've seen elsewhere in this house, but when you do the inspection, you do want your inspector to take a close look at that. Knob and tube is not as big of a deal as it used to be, given that many appliances are no longer grounded and so forth, and the electrical needs of modern appliances are much lower. But it is something to have a conversation with your inspector about, and if necessary, a secondary inspection by a company that specializes in historic wiring, and we can make some recommendations on that front. I think that wraps up the interior. Let's walk around the outside. Okay, we finished up inside. Let's take a look at the outside of the house and see if there's anything worth noting. And again, this is not an inspection, it's just a general perspective on this house and some things that might be worth noting. It looks like there's some repointing that's needed on this patio. And you can see some signs of historic work as well. Nice to see gutters and downspouts. Need those to keep water away from the foundation. As with most cobblestone foundations, it shows signs of repair over many years. And one of the things your inspector will tell you is you look for large step cracks that indicate potentially larger problems looming, as well as checking windows and doors to make sure they open and close smoothly. And you can see where the addition was put on. This is above the master suite, or this addition is below the master suite. Looks like there's an access port that I did not see on the other side, but I think it's to a small amount of crawl space. The other side being inside in the basement. And what appears to be another access point. Looks like we can exit right here. This wall looks like it's got some lean to it as well. So that's something you can expect to address in the near term. May not be quite so visible as lean, though I think you should be able to see it in the video. But overall, aside from what looked like typical old house stuff, it's a pretty impressive property. 9th Street obviously is the big deterrent, but after the price reductions, this is starting to look like a value play, given how Boulder real estate prices have moved in the last few years. All right, the garage itself, the wall looks pretty solid, the foundation looks pretty solid. It does have a flat roof, which you also want your inspector to take a close look at. Flat roofs can be problematic. If they get heavy loads from the winter, you could develop leaks or other issues related to that heavy load. But a very impressive house overall. The addition flows nicely into the backside of the house and doesn't ruin the architectural design of the original structure at all. I think it's very well executed. I'm not sure what year it was done. Part of your due diligence should include a look at the permit history and make sure all the permits are closed out. And back to 9th. That concludes the house preview.